Searching for truth is like stepping out into the unknown. Stepping into darkness. Most people question, rarely get past that stage. I think back to my mum who introduced me to spirituality and how she always used to spot numbers and patterns such as seeing 1111, but rarely did she ever get past that point, explore any further into the unknown. And it makes me think about a lot of the people that I know in the world. Often I'll get a message from my sister, and the messages from my one sister are all concerning the unknown, the spiritual if you like. Rare and far between these messages are, which you must feel the person to speak to regarding this is myself, as I'm open-minded. Again, once talking, it rarely goes any further. The way I imagine it, local to me there's a church and a graveyard, and come say 10, 11 o'clock, it's absolutely pitch black to walk through that graveyard. At the front of the graveyard is a lamppost and a light, and I imagine it that most people approach the graveyard or the church, which essentially is truth or the unknown, and they walk through the safety of the light and maybe take a few steps past that into the darkness of the graveyard. Basically say fuck that and retreat. The fear of what could be there, the fear of the unknown. They may discover something they don't want to discover. They could be hurt. The flip side, which is rarely considered, they could find great treasures. Find something that no one else has found before. So the majority of the people walk through the light, approaching the darkness, but rarely walk through. Myself often walk through this graveyard on a night, pitch black. Like many of us that have stepped out, forth into the journey for truth, into the unknown, into the darkness essentially, which others fear. We walk through that darkness ourselves, unknowing what it may bring. We can rarely see. We may trip. We may fall. We may even lose our way for a moment in the darkness. But as we push forward, we begin to see further lights. And this light becomes different from the one seen before, due to having walked through the darkness, having seen what is in there, having seen what the unknown offers, having faced your fear, having had the courage to do what many don't do. And you listening to this message now are one of those few that walk through the darkness, the unknown, to find something greater, truth. And ultimately on this journey, it can go one of two ways. We can find great treasures, or great sorrow and pain. That is the fear and the risk which many do not pursue due to that reason. The potential consequence of failure, sorrow and pain. But you strive forward regardless of peers and family members around you on your own journey through the dark. You need no hand to hold. You can do this alone. And eventually when you know the way, you return and guide the rest through the darkness which they fear to walk through, showing them a way out, showing them the light. For we have to go through the darkness to find the light. There's no point hovering around in the known, the manipulated, the told. So in regards to some of the videos I make, which touch on the dark aspects of reality, people might ask, well, why am I doing this if I want to share love and compassion? It is because we must be aware of the dark. We must walk through the dark until we emerge in light. It's like spinning something so fast and continuous until it stops or breaks. We must face these unknowns, these things we do not want to know, these fears, to be able to see clearer. For most do not know what is beyond the dark, once walked through that darkness. Yet we cannot judge others, we must help them. We do not walk through the darkness and turn around and laugh, or shout, you fool, you have no courage, no, no, no. As said before, we will go back and guide, we will help. There is no man better than any other man, and that is another realisation when one makes, they'll become a more compassionate being. For if you consider yourself greater than anyone else, you are above. It is you and them. It is separation. Unity is lack of separation, and that is found through compassion, help and care. Love and light to all.